Hey, we're back. So, chapter 3, automate the boring stuff, focuses on functions, which is definitely something that I'm interested in because I see this def here. This is just a notebook LM that I have some thoughts in. So, chapter 3 of automate the boring stuff with Python and focuses on functions. Functions are like mini programs within a larger program. They're used to organize code into manageable chunks, and you will learn how to define your own functions. So the def keyword, I see it all the time in AI generated code where we're using AI APIs and stuff like that. So definitely interested to learn a little bit more about this. So basically, I asked for an example here. I didn't like it, so I whistled it into ChatGPT. Um, Gave me a few answer options, and it suggested that we try a mini text adventure with function-based encounters. So design a text adventure game where each encounter is managed by its own function. So I said, I like that. So in this mini text adventure, which it might be very similar to the last one we did, but I'm hoping it's a little bit more granular or whatever. This approach keeps the game organized and makes each encounter modular. So here's how a game might be structured using functions. I'm going to say so maybe we'll just create a REPL, Python, public. We're going to say chapter 3 game. So let's have a look. Let's read this quick. So each encounter or event will be its own function. This makes the code cleaner and easier to read as each function handles a scene in the game. The main game flow calls different functions based on player choices. For example, if a player chooses to explore a cave, the explore cave function is called. This demonstrates how functions can call many programs within the larger game. Functions can take parameters to personalize encounters. For example, you might pass the player's health or inventory as arguments to update their status based on the encounter. Face monster, player health. Player loses some health in the encounter. Player health minus 10. You defeated the monster but lost some health. So there's a function exploring the cave. Purpose shows how function can contain conditional logic to direct the player to different outcomes. Find treasure if they explore deeper. Add called coins to inventory. Meeting the wise old man. So each encounter is a function that can be called independently based on player choices. This modular structure makes it easy to add, remove, or modify encounters. Parameters and arguments. Each allow encounter to take in specific data like player health and modify it locally. Return values. Each function returns a result that affects the player's experience, such as status updates, inventory changes, local and global variables. The game uses both global variables and local variables within each encounter for temporary data. We'll worry about that later, but let's just see how this code runs and see what it does. Replit seems to be hanging there. So main.py. Let's see how that goes. We'll just run this and see what happens. Welcome to Text Adventure. Your goal is to explore and survive the journey. Current health, 100. Inventory, nothing. Do you want to explore the cave, meet the man, or face the monster? Well, first we should meet the man. You meet a wise old man. Do you want to listen to his advice or ignore him? You have to listen. The wise man blessed you with health. Health increased. Current health 120. Inventory nothing. Do you want to explore cave? Meet man. Well, I don't think we should meet the man again. We can maybe update that code. Explore cave. You enter a dark and eerie cave. Do you want to explore deeper or leave? Well, let's go deeper. This gives me Hugo's House of Horror vibes. If anyone remembers that. I found a chest filled with gold. I gained gold coins. So now let's try to face the monster. A fierce monster blocks your path. Do you want to fight or run? Oh, let's fight. Ah, you defeated the monster, but we lost 22 health. Current health 98 gold coins. Okay, so let's have a look at the code here. So we defined this thing called explore cave. Explore cave with potential treasures. Enter dark and eerie cave is what we saw, and then it gave us a choice: explore deeper or leave. Now, if we choose to explore deeper, we'll find treasure. Otherwise, you left the cave safely. Now, if we find treasure, encounter treasure inside cave. So you find a chest filled with gold, gain gold coins. So let's the main game loop, right? So here's our face monster. We're done that. So welcome to Text Adventure. Let's just do that. Let's amazing adventure. Your goal is to survive the journey. Accelerate. Hang on. While player's health is greater than 0, you print the current player health and the inventory. Main choice that lead to different encounters. So let's but the inventory we find should give us a chance of defeating monster or not defeating monster. Give me some more ideas on how to spruce this game up while staying true to the lesson we are teaching about functions. Okay, so calculate player's battle power based on inventory. So there's a rusty sword, a magic sword, shield, magic ring, and gold coins. For items in inventory, power equals we must find a power item thing down here, I'm guessing. So we must have a random, right? That's why we're importing random here. So random choice on what we find. And oh, so I'm going to copy this and put it so I can edit it. A dinky, old, but useful sword. You discovered a elven dagger. What's the sword of the West? Anduril? Anduril. The Lord of the Rings reference there. It's not the one, right? Okay, let's just see what this looks like. Oh, so we got an error somewhere. Hello, AI friend. I'm going to copy in my updates. I don't want him to replace that. Okay, so it kept my changes. Sure, now let's try that. What's better than playing text-based computer games on a Saturday morning? Do you want to 1, search for treasure, or 2, continue forward? 1. You found a sturdy dwarven shield. I want more treasure. And this time I found a same sturdy. I wonder if my random's not working. Okay, just the dwarven shield. You defeated the goblin and found gold coins. Let's go back. Oh, dinky but useful rusty sword. Okay, cool. I'm not sure what we should do here next, but we got to see how some functions worked. Yeah, I think we're making good progress. AI seems to be working fine today, so we'll call that chapter 2. I'll ask any other cool examples we should do to highlight the concepts of chapter 3 and automate the boring stuff with Python. Let's create a few examples that highlight. So, yeah, it's gone off the rails now. Anyways, let's see what happens next.